very much. Thank you very much. Welcome to the show. Billy Crystal is here. Tommy John from the New York Yankees will be here. And also, if you're just waking up or tuning in, installment number 2 of Dave's Hobby Shop. Dave's Hobby Shop. And the whole place is buzzing about that. Well, my next guest is a very funny actor and comedian. Television audiences remember him best from his role on the television series Soap, and from his very own variety show right here on this television network. He opens on Wednesday night at the Claridge Hotel in Atlantic City. Would you please welcome Billy Crystal.
Hi, Billy. I can't believe I'm here with the Hobby Shop. I'm very friendly. Thank you.
Nice to see you, sir. Thank you very much for being here. You, of course, live on the other end of the country, as we say.
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
I'm there now, about 6 years.
And but originally you're from this part of the world, though,
Yeah,
huh?
I'm from Long Beach, Long Island, originally.
Now,
What are you doing up so late? You know those...
So when you come back here, do you see friends and relatives and so forth?
Yeah, this has been fun, because I'm here for about 3 weeks, and I stayed with my mom, who I don't get to see a lot. And my 82-year-old Uncle Louie was there. It's great to eat with this man. Billy! Who's on Merv? Huh? I think, Dave, that there should be a law that people who are well into their 80s, when they eat, should not be allowed to talk.
Yeah.
Because the mouth becomes a display case. I don't want to have to look at that. They always seem to pick the right food. To give me the sour cream. So, Billy, anyway, I was saying to this guy, look, if I go into the bank, what do I need to do that for? $1,000 to get the toast in? Huh? So it's been...
That's Uncle Louie, huh?
He waddles around the house in a bathrobe. It's like E.T., you know, he's all like this. Phone home late when it's less expensive. Huh? So I'm glad to be out.
But essentially, he's in pretty good health. We don't want to...
He's a hip guy. He snorts Maalox, so we're okay.
Now, I notice, is this possible that you're working, well, of course it's possible, nightclubs as opposed to...
Concerts?
Yeah.
I've been doing both of them on this tour. I've been out mostly with Melissa Manchester. But Atlantic City is my first headlining thing in a grown-up room, and I'm excited about it. I like concerts better, I think. I like them both, but I think concerts are nice because they're there to see you. It's more of a theater feeling. You don't have to deal with food. I think, no, dinner shows, you know, are like the worst, especially if the food is on the plate when you come out. No, because you're trying to work, and people are looking at you, and food is a very personal thing. And they're eating, and you feel like a television, you know? And they're what? And then if you catch them, you know, I like to make eye contact with people, and if you catch them eating, it's very embarrassing. It's like, go ahead, you know, you can go.
Yeah.
So I'm on stage once, this big hotel, and this is a hazard of being, you know, of opening. And a guy's eating, and I said something funny, he starts to laugh, and he starts to choke. But it was one of those laughs where it's like the beginning of Truth or Consequences, where everybody thinks it's like, oh, we got a Goonie laugh, or, you know, like, So the crowd's going nuts, where I looked down and I said, are you Flipper? And the crowd laughed more. Everything I said, this guy's turning blue, so the audience is going even more. I said, you're choking. Audience goes crazy. The guy says, you're right, and grabs him behind and gives him the Heimlich. And this thing comes flying out of his mouth. Through the spotlight, shadow grows across my face. So those, I think
what exactly was it?
Concerts.
Were you able to run a make on it? Did you identify what that was?
No, we sent it to Noguchi. We had couldn't make anything about it.
Now, it's been my experience. I haven't done much of this, enough to know I don't belong there, but concerts also can be a little nasty when you get a lot of people.
Yeah, well, I never have that problem.
Well, that's not really the problem I had either.
Yeah. No, it's, you know, it's hard when you're opening, and they're there for rock and roll, and the audience has timed their drugs for the headliner, you know, and you come on, what the heck is he doing on? I'm peeking!
Have you noticed that
Twice.
That the little of this that I've done, people are making a different noise now in response to whatever the performer does on stage?
Yeah, it used to be the sports, you know, the sports influence, the air horn. That's always a lot of fun when you're doing a quiet piece of material and you're, ah! You know, or the guy who yells, all right! you know, that's the guy who's like shirtless at a football Super Bowl, you know, in freezing cold weather, and he's out there. But it's the all right, which I think is a very New York thing, very sports, you know, or sloppy, something sloppy. It's very Grateful Dead. That all right, and it's only concerts. You don't hear it at like poetry readings.
No. No.
I'd like to read Carl Sandburg's The Fog. All right! You don't get that.
You know, speaking of sports, and sports influences, and we have Tommy John here tonight. I know you wanted to play some, I guess, baseball, wasn't it?
Well, baseball, and I played with the Dallas Cowboys for 4 years.
Yeah, we'll find out about that. When we return here, we have to pause. Billy Crystal played with the Dallas Cowboys, or so he says. Welcome back to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Billy Crystal is here, and later, Tommy John. You must be a New York Yankee fan being from this area.
Yeah, I used to live near Yankee Stadium. Used to go. I like it because it smells like there's going to be a game. You know? Or a rodeo. I mean, it's one or the other.
Now, before we get into that, now you mentioned before you did at one time play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I was a knee injury, so it's not quite the right thing. I played high school basketball and baseball and a little bit in college. I was a big basketball player in high school, so that was fun. I was out in Long Island, and someone scoffed.
Kind of a giggle up there, yeah.
We played. This is a funny story. I hope we played Erasmus Hall High from Brooklyn. Now you have to understand that I grew up on Long Island. In New York City, they play basketball. In Long Island, they play basketball. You know, it's different. They were men, and we were 12 little Jewish kids with no body hair. I mean, it's the best way I could describe it.
Ugly thought that is.
Yeah. We were very naive in the locker room before the game. Does the Jocko on our nose or what? I mean, we look like a surgical team here. And they were intimidating. They pulled up at our high school in a Greyhound bus for the team. This is high school. And another bus for the children of the team. You know, it was like... And... we get out on the court, and their fans came, you know, and they intimidate us with these African chants, like, right away, you know. Kill them, kill them, kill them. And our cheerleaders are on the other side going, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. So the third quarter comes, we're doing good, we're down like 55 points, and the coach turns to me and says something that really upset me, which was, go in. I told him, "You're nuts. There's a game going on here, you know." And it's embarrassing, Dave, when you get to center court, your friends are there, they're cheering, you try to look hip, you know, and tough and taller, and you tuck in your jersey and your number disappears, you know. So I went to that, and I get into a jump ball with this building. You know, this man has koala bears living on his legs, okay? This is large. And the ref throws up the ball, and I'm up to here in this guy. He later played pro, George Thompson. He played with the Milwaukee Bucks for a while. And everything was like in slow motion. You know, I could read the ball, void, and I jumped up, closed my eyes, reached up, swat! And he jumped too. So it was not the, yeah. So I get thrown out of the game for an intentional foul, and he's singing Summer with the Vienna Boys Choir. You know, but I love sports.
You played, I was told today, you played, was it shortstop in high school?
Yeah,
baseball?
Shortstop and second base.
And
yeah.
a pretty good shortstop, a pretty good infielder.
Yeah, I can pick it, as they say. That
pick
means
it? What does that mean?
Field.
Oh, I see, I see. And ever any thoughts of going on to a professional baseball career?
You know, it's everybody's fantasy, you know. But when you see what's going on, you know, with certain things, you don't want to get involved. So I'd rather play for fun. You know, and plus being 5'6".
Like what? What do you see that causes you to say that?
I'm just looking at Tommy John, and it's terrible stuff that's happening, you know, and I think he's great. And I'm sorry that it's happening. I've never taken a stand before, ladies and gentlemen, on anything, but Tommy's back there. We've met just once, and I just wish him the best.
Oh, you're talking... So for folks maybe not aware of this around the country, but this happens every day with the Yankees, so where somebody has words to or with the ownership and management of the Yankees.
Yeah, it's much like my situation with NBC was. You know, that's actually.
Now, speaking of that, are you doing, now you're out working clubs and stuff, you doing any more television? Movies?
Well, there's a couple of things that you know, it's one of those situations where you're right close to something and you can't really discuss it. I hope to be playing with Boston for the Pennant Drive in September.
Well, now you'll be, where were you going to be?
I'll be in Atlantic City
And
Wednesday.
And this is, as you said, your first grown-up adult sort of booking?
Well, not headlining.
Headlining.
Yeah.
Headlining. Oh, yeah.
That's
Well,
a
the
whole
heat's
different
on
thing.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heat is on. Well, good luck to you, Billy.
Thanks, Dave.
Nice
Good
to
to
see you
see
again. Thank you very much. We'll be right back. Billy Crystal, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, I'm David Letterman, host of NBC's Late Night. During the commercial break, why don't you enjoy a nice big basket of crispy golden brown fried chicken, just like we do here in the studio. You'll be glad you did. Thank you.
Yep. The first guest, a very funny and entertaining man. He stars in a brand new television program entitled The Comedians, which is tremendously funny and entertaining. I've seen, I think, the first 5 or 6 episodes of it. And you folks can see it Thursdays at 10 p.m. on FX. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the program, Billy Crystal. Here we go. Standing O. Billy, welcome back to the
Thank you, Dave. Great
program.
to see you.
I want to talk about your television show in a couple of seconds. But first of all, as time does, it sneaks up on you. And in your case, been very, very kind. You have, is it 4 grandkids?
Yes.
Wow, that's wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah. They are 33, 29, 18. That's how good time has been to me. They're 12, 9. Those are the girls. The boys are 5 and 2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right,
They're
give
great.
us the overview. How are things there?
They're great. You know, it's really fascinating because the 2-year-old is born on my birthday.
Wow.
A belated happy birthday to you, by the way.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Mine
it.
was. Stop eating into my time. Now, mine was in March 14th.
Mm-hmm.
And the little guy was born on my birthday.
That's great.
So when it looked like he was going to, like, you know, pop out on the 14th, I started thinking, is this good for him that we'd have the same birthday?
I think it's great.
You know, and then I started thinking, is it good for me? You know, but
it's a wonderful thing.
yeah, no, we're birthday buddies, but you know, I turned 67.
Right.
You didn't applaud that. And yeah, wait till you're my age, you kids, you, with that hound dog. And so now I like to celebrate my birthday. Do you celebrate your birthday?
Sure, of course
I have big parties. It takes the edge off what's about to happen. But now my birthdays are like 10 o'clock in the morning at, you know, in gyms. We share a birthday. I'm like at a place called Fit for Kids, which is great, but it's a 10 o'clock birthday party with 2-year-olds wandering around like they look like little alcoholics. And now they're chewing. Everything's in the mouth, so they're like the little walkers from the Walking Dead. Everything goes in the mouth, but it's great. But the 5-year-old is going to be a comedian, I can tell.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's hilarious.
And are you nudging him in that way, or does he already have it?
No, I'm nudging a little.
Yeah,
I'm sort of the Mama Rose of this. I teach him lines, jokes. Dave, This is hilarious. I've been teaching him Hyman Roth's lines from Godfather 2. All right. If you've ever seen a 5-year-old kid trying to look like a 75-year-old Jewish gangster, and he memorizes, and he does them at sometimes inopportune times. My daughter gets a call from his preschool. Said, you know, he said an odd thing today. I asked him how he was feeling, and he said, I get 4 million to pee without it hurting. He gets a hit, his first T-ball game. 5-year-old T-ball is hilarious.
Yes.
So he gets a hit, he gets to first base, and he starts screaming, "This is the business we've chosen." At his brother's birthday party, the cake comes on, he goes, "So, enjoy your cake. So, enjoy." He's a little 5-year-old Lee Strasberg. It's the greatest thing in the world. It's absolutely hilarious. So I think he's got the
Well,
talent.
that's fantastic. It must be very, very gratifying as well. Yeah, that's just
and we're all
delightful.
together out there, which is good. We all live pretty close to each other.
Now, you know, I keep reading, and I know it's true, the terrible drought. I mean,
It's awful.
It is as bad as they say, isn't it?
Yeah. It's been 4 years without any rain.
Oh.
Basically, you know, we get a day here and there, and people in L.A. think, "Oh, it's over." You know, it has to rain every day for like 9 years for us to catch up. Seriously, it's a disaster. And Governor Brown, who's really doing a very good job. Well, he followed Arnold. You know. But we started restrictions last week. He issued this big thing. You can't water. You know, you have to maybe let your lawns go brown or replace them with desert, foliage.
Native habitat, native foliage,
Yeah, all that stuff. So people don't really get it. It's awful out there. And any climate change deniers are morons. It's happening big time. So this... 67 years old, nothing, climate change, something. Okay. So this woman who lives down the block for us for 30 years, Faye, comes to the door. Now, Faye has had more chicken botulism injected in her face than all of the Kardashians. It's really tight. It's a drum kit. Her face is a drum kit.
It's a drum kit.
Yeah. So she's been coming over for 30 years. I never let her in because the perfume just is too much, and it stays forever.
Sure.
Right? But I always like to watch her face in the security camera door because it's like this. "Hey, Billy, it's Faye. How are you? Billy, I got to ask you a question. Are you going to let your lawn go brown? Are you going to let the lawn go brown? You know, would you call me? Because I have the boys. I told the boys not to water."
Let the lawn go brown.
Let the lawn go brown.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, she comes over if we ever have a big party. "Billy, is there going to be a valet? Will there be a valet outside with the cars? I don't want there to be a valet. Billy, I'm asking you, is there going to be a valet?" All right. I'm doing camera bits now.
It's lovely. We'll be right back with Billy Crystal.
We'll be back with more. Alicia! Wow.
The ballet? I don't want a ballet. Let's talk about the comedians.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful show. Very funny. And you know what I'm saying when I say the right kind of funny.
Yeah.
Actual, thoughtful, silly, good, funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
nice going.
Oh, thank you. I've had a
And
great
who's
time.
the kid? We had the kid on the show.
I don't remember his name.
Yeah. He's holding you back.
Yeah. Josh Gad.
Yeah, Josh Gad.
He's sensational.
He's great in the show.
He's a great actor. He's really funny, and he's a wonderful guy.
And this thing cuts so close to the skin.
It's a very awkward show sometimes. It's when I was sent the show, I wasn't looking to do a television series at all, even though I do think that the best writing and the best comedy is on television. and it came from Sweden. It was originally a Swedish show. And when it was sent to me, I went, well, Sweden, with all due respect,
Sure.
The Ingmar Bergman Comedy Hour didn't really, you know, it was death in front of a brick wall and a microphone, you know. And I thought, is this going to be funny? It's dark at noon, and then they drink. You know, I don't know.
Dark at noon.
But the two actors who played it were amazing. And the premise of the show is an older veteran comedian, maybe on the, you know, the downside of his career, is teamed reluctantly, forced, with a young, edgy, really funny comedian. And when I looked at it, I said, well, I'll do this, but where are they going to find the older comedian? So
That's how one thinks. Yes.
Because, Dave, my resume pictures still look like this. Remember those shots?
Yes.
So anyway, yeah, we've done 13. The first one premiered last week. We did great. Second one's on Thursday night.
Good, good. Well, congratulations on another great project. Your life has been full of lovely, great projects.
Yeah, well, thank you. And it's so weird that you're leaving and I'm just sort of getting back to television. It's, just, it's very strange.
Yeah, go figure. What am I going to do? I'll go to Sweden.
Yeah, but here's, you know, there's mixed blessings with this, Dave, because, you know, I think now that you'll be free and like...
Free?
Yeah. Well, I didn't mean mentally free.
No, of course not.
But now we can do that road trip we talked about. We can do the cross country.
Absolutely.
We're going to play every miniature golf course in America. We'll film it. And, you know, but seriously, this show has always been, I think it's 32 years I've been doing shows with you.
Long
this is
time.
always a great place to, and I know you hate sentiment, but I just love being here. So we put together your staff. They pulled all these little clips from moments of you and I for the 32 years.
Well, let me just interject here. You've always been more than generous with your talent and your time here.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
So, take a look at these moments of
tribute. Thank you,
you and I.
Through the years, you never let me down. You've turned my life around.
I'm over here.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. I remember that. Yes, I did. I could hear you.
Yeah. You were like in the ether. You were
I
somewhere.
have things, you know.
You have things to do.
Well, not to do, but just to think about. I ruminate. Don't we all ruminate a little?
Yeah, we do. But Dave, seriously, you're my best friend on television.
Oh, thank you. That's very sweet.
And I would, what I can't put into words, I'd like to put into a song.
Oh, my God, really?
Okay.
Really?
With the help?
Wow. Is this the weatherman from Ball State? Is this the kid from NBC? Now you are leaving us with only Rupert G. You survived shingles and a bypass, proving you actually had a heart. When you first started, Paul had hair to part. David Letterman, now you've heard the call. 3 decades as the king of late night. Soon you'll be wandering round a mall. Carson loved you, Leno shoved you, still you rose above. It's true, Cher called you an ass, but you're the ass that we love. Larry Bud Melman, stupid pet tricks. You taught us mushy bars a name. You love whenever Richard Simmons went aflame. Here's where Madonna dropped those F-bombs. Bahamas, where Sir Paul McCartney played his hits. And here's where Drew Barrymore showed you her. Who filled this chair? Stephen Colbert. We all wish him luck. When he heard Steve was his successor, Dave sighed and said, who gives up? David Letterman, David Letterman, it's of thee we sing. Now late nights jammed with all the Jimmies, they're just the princes, you're the
Mark Shaman, ladies and gentlemen, Paul and the band.
Delightful. Thank you very much. Oh, Billy, God bless you. Billy Crystal, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only. Beautiful. Thank you very much.
Dave.
God bless you and your family.
Thank you,
my friend.
Dave.
We'll be right back with Julie Chen.